Hello everyone, and welcome back to my channel, and another episode of my Shocking Sharks film series. In today's video, I shall be reviewing a truly awful film known as Shark Exorcist. You can tell from the title that this is going to be a wild ride, so without further ado, on with the review. Much like Jurassic Shark, another terrible film I reviewed for this series, I discovered this abhorrent mess through the YouTuber I Hate Everything when he reviewed it for his Search for the Worst series. I haven't seen the film or anything about it since my initial viewing of his video when it came out, so I don't remember too many details, but it overall being really cringy. I will link I Hate Everything's video in the description if any of you are interested. For some reason, this is on Google Play Movies as well. The film opens with a pretty tasteless production company card, and then we are shown a nun walking through a graveyard. Through some exposition by a voiceover, it's revealed that she is on the run for being suspected of killing 13 children. My theory is that she sacrificed the children to the demon shark. She makes her way to the edge of the water, and another woman approaches her from behind. The woman confronts the nun, and to be honest, her acting isn't awful. It's probably the best acting in the film.
You bitch! You bitch, I know what you did! Everyone knows you did it! I'm gonna make sure they punish you! And I won't stop until you're rotting in hell!
The nun then stabs the woman, and she gets covered in watered down paint, before the nun sacrifices the woman to Satan in order to receive what she calls an avenger, and holy shit, the stock footage of the demon shark is so unconvincing. Much like in the aforementioned Jurassic Shark, the water doesn't even look that deep. I sense this will be a recurring theme as I review more of these shark films. The shark is then implied to eat the woman, who probably isn't even dead as she only just received a gut wound moments before, although the water probably wasn't helping her chances of survival. The opening credits then go past with some very obvious stock footage in the background. I feel like I'm watching a Neil Breen film again. It cuts to 1 year later, and we get some very painful dialogue from this film's cast of characters.
100 degrees outside, and this car's got no air conditioning. Real nice.
I like it hot.
Well, you're weird.
We also get a shot of one of the women's feet. What is this, a Tarantino movie? Two of the women talk a bit, while their friend goes for a swim. There's even a city in the near distance, and we get the same interspersed demon shark stock footage. This film isn't even trying. Next, there'll be sharks in those plastic pools for kids. The girl in the water is then seen unconvincingly thrashing around as the shark is attacking her. She escapes and is pulled out of the water by her friend. How unfortunate. She has some jam on her leg and mouth. You've gotta be careful while eating those PB&J sandwiches, especially while having a swim. We get some stock footage of a hospital, and this was mentioned in the original review I saw of this, but it really does look like the filmmakers just took a GoPro into an actual hospital without permission, due to the colour grading, quality, and shaky cam. Is this legal? A really unconvincing news report is given on the apparent repeating shark attack. The two friends of the victim discuss how one of them didn't go to see the girl, and she's now being released from hospital since she was miraculously healed. The friend being told this acts quite uninterested, and I don't know if she's meant to seem distant because she's traumatized by the incident, or if it's just meant to be being mean, because the acting is so incredibly unpersuasive. Who hired these guys? There's then this paranormal investigator lady who works for a show called Ghost Whackers, and the cinematography makes no sense. We see the cameraman filming her, but then she turns to look at the camera filming for the film, breaking the fourth wall. The lady gets possessed, and it's just weird and unconvincing.
How do I seem, Emily?
Like nothing happened. Like it was just a bad dream. 3 weeks ago, there was this chunk bitten out of your leg.
Yeah, a chunk. Oh geez, this lady dresses more alternatively now, so that's how you know she's under the shark's control. She hitchhikes a ride with this weird guy, and they go to the lake and frolic or whatever. There's fighting noises in the background or something, and I don't know if that was intentional or whether it was just civilians in the background. The shark lady goes underwater and the guy gets munched. Yeah, we've seen this all before. Looks like he didn't heed the warning on the sign. The film then pulls some soap opera nonsense, and it turns out that weird guy had a twin brother who was a priest. These goth girls then try and hold a seance in the graveyard by the lake, and what I think is a ghost drives around Evil Dead style and possesses one of the girls. This scene is pretty pointless, and I guess was only meant to make the film more spooky or something. Okay, this next part is really odd. This character, who I think is meant to be a child, but is played by an adult, is playing with her shark toys in a park, and is met by the shark lady who is really creepy towards her. I guess it's meant to be like the children who the nun killed, if we're going with my backstory here. But they couldn't or didn't want to get a child actor because of the overtones of the next scene. At least that's the only reasonable explanation I can think of. The dialogue is terrible between these two, especially if we're going along with my theory.
So what do you like to do, Allie?
I like to get wet.
And with that, I hate this movie. It's then night for some reason, and the child character takes the shark lady to a pool, and I think this is just an excuse for a scantily clad woman to be on camera, considering the genre this is. It's shot really tastelessly, and the shark lady even looks right at the camera. Right as she's about to eat the child character, this turns out to be just a nightmare of the shark lady, which is a really cheap and cliché cop-out. The shark lady kills another woman, blah blah blah, and the ghost whackers lady attacks and vomits on a skeptic who appeared earlier in the film, while conveniently moving her hair out of the way. A jogger finds the shark lady's victim's body, and gives us this line which left me speechless.
Oh god. She's still kinda hot. I'd still do her.
Excuse me, what?
3 more characters are introduced which are definitely not more meatbags, and the apparent leader of the group challenges them to go out into the shark-infested water, as an apparent form of nerd hazing.
Excuse me, what?
I'm sorry? Possible deaths could occur, and the character says this herself. Also, characters keep referring to the shark location as a beach, but this clearly is not a beach. Look at this place. The demon shark actually eats the bully character in an amazing twist of irony. The priest guy from earlier comes to the main character's house and talks to one of the friends about the concept of a demon shark and the shark lady being possessed. On that topic, the shark lady heads to a fair where the other friend is on a date, and she munches the boyfriend when she grows shark fangs?
Out of this house! Out of this house! Spirits be gone from this house.
While they're at the fair, there is also some weird music that sounds like a rip-off of the Nightmare on Elm Street theme. The priest then arrives and attempts to perform an exorcism on the lady, but can't even get his lines right.
Demon, the power of Christ commands you!
The power of Christ! Demon, the power of Christ commands you!
Demon, the power of Christ commands you!
The demon shark spirit then leaves the lady's body but goes into the priest like in The Exorcist. What is it with this film and ripping off horror films? The shark then falls out of the sky and is presumed to eat the characters off screen. This next scene can only be described as a certified bra moment. A woman sunbathes, I guess, and this creep comes and takes photographs of her. How does she not notice him? Is she asleep? I'm sure she'd be able to hear or feel his footsteps. He then stands there and looks at the photos he took. Slowly. What is going on? The nun then arrives once the creepy guy leaves and stabs the woman. I guess for another sacrifice. A woman who I think is supposed to be the woman from the beginning of the film then rises out of the water and drags the nun back into the water with her. The dark-haired friend of the shark lady then meets with the remaining woman of the trio, asks for forgiveness, jumps and then throws a coin into the water. The demon shark eats the friend and the film ends. The post-credit scene is so bizarre, and it's basically another adult playing child character at some kind of aquarium at the shopping centre and walks around looking at shark merchandise before getting possessed or something. What does it mean? Is it pointless? I have no idea. This film really is awful and completely whack. I do not recommend it to anyone, but you can watch it at your own risk. The religious themes were definitely a first for me when it comes to sharksploitation films, and the camera quality was good. Those are the only things I can think of when it comes to complimenting this film. Well, that's all for this video. I hope you enjoyed my commentary, and feel free to leave a like, subscribe, and leave your thoughts on this video in the comments down below. And as always, thanks for watching.
Demon, Christ commands you.